Thanks for joining me. Uh, Remember, this can be played afterwards. So if you find something useful, just go to our Facebook page and this will be back up if there's anything good for you. Uh, what we thought we'd do over the next couple of weeks while we're all homebound is do a Facebook Live a week. If there's anything that you're really interested in, let me know. For our staff, and our staff are working at home, so our staff are doing solos at home over FaceTime, over Zoom. They're doing all sorts of fun stuff, but we're also upgrading our knowledge and our learning. So it's a really great time for all of us to maybe set new habits, maybe become aware of what we're doing every day, because when we are in the same place all day, every day with the same people, we find certain things annoy us, and it's really good to be aware of that. They are great gifts because we can then look at them and see, oh, well, why am I annoyed? It's not about what's happening, it's about how I'm relating to that annoyance. We are also looking at, upskilling ourselves, making sure we've got the right things to read, making sure we can catch up. It was really exciting yesterday. We got all of our staff on Zoom, so we were all on the screen like a little Brady Bunch title show. And gosh, I miss everyone. And it was really beautiful. So let us know if we can do anything to help you, because we always appreciate your support. You know, we've been around 20 years now, and quite a few of our clients have been with us 20 years, or for some on and off for 20 years. And we're just really grateful to know you and still be working with you through this time. So we thought we could give you some more education, help you out with some more stuff, and see what we can get up to. So please do let us know. Just right down below. Oh, hi guys, lovely. Hi Sveta, hi Ruth. Oh, Lisa, excellent. So let us know. So let's get started. Today we thought we'd look at a really current hot topic, immunity, and we're going to look at it in the shape of physical and mental well-being. So 20 years ago when I started the studio, it was Pilates, it was posture, my interest was rehab, because I've fractured my neck, my back, done my shoulders, my knees, wrists, you name it, a whole ton of things, mostly snowboarding. And so for me, I was really interested in just, well, how do we get people better? And within a couple of months of starting the business, I realized that some of my people who had bad backs, it wasn't through an injury, it was actually through gut issues. So I went and did my nutrition. CHEK Institute, Dr. Cliff Oliver, best people in the world, studied with them for a very long time, got into my kinesiology, and what we really enjoy, and the staff we have are phenomenal, because we just enjoy helping you get to where you want to be, helping you feel better, and that's what we like doing for ourselves. That's why we're doing it. So the idea is, if we can stay a little bit ahead, we can help pull everyone up. And there's always someone ahead of you that helps you too. I have amazing mentors and amazing discussions with all tons of people, that are all types of people, that really help me as well, that are, incredible for me. I learn a lot on a weekly basis. Antoinette and Shane. Oh, hi guys. So we're looking at physical and mental well-being to create immunity, because that's where our background is, and we have been doing this for a very long time. If you look at our staff don't turn over fast. We have, for example, my head trainer, Libby, has been with me. I had Hunter, he's 15, so Libby started when I was pregnant with Hunter. So that's how long we keep our staff, and it's phenomenal because we just get to run so much off each other, and we get to all learn so much and create a really great culture where the idea is to do the best for us and for others as well, which is really fun. Okay, Steve J's, excellent. So physical and mental well-being. If we are generally feeling good in our heads, not too many erroneous thoughts that we can't control, not too much in the future, not too much in the past, if we're pretty happy with how things are going, and if we are physically well, so we are eating good quality food, we are giving our body what it needs, we are moving, we are breathing. If we're doing all these things and the mind and the body are feeling good, guess what? The immune system works. And when we have a fully functioning immune system, it is very hard to be unwell. It is very hard to get sick, okay? Our immune system is phenomenal. And we just need to do the right things to make sure that it actually stays working. That is absolutely crucial for us. So we're going back to the good old Czech Institute original 6, and they're phenomenal, because if something's not feeling right with you, if you're like, geez, I'm living in the fridge all day, I feel a bit antsy, I need something, I'm not feeling satisfied by anything. If you are finding it very stressful having the kids at home, I mean, I'm totally not. It's a great time having an 8-year-old and a 15-year-old and a husband all at home with dogs and birds. It's certainly teaching me a lot more about me. So if we, holy cow, I completely lost my train of thought. If we have something that's happening within us that we're not feeling 100% right, I like these 6 because there are only 6 areas you need to look at, and you can usually find the answer in one of them, if not more. And you can start with the really easy stuff, or you can start with the more challenging stuff, depending what you like. So the 6 areas that we look at in our life, and we've done this before, but there's so many ways to look at these areas. Number 1, our thoughts. And we put thoughts at number 1 because your body is made up of a pile of hormones. All our neurotransmitters are hormones, all the chemical signaling. And hormones, how do you make a hormone? 2 different ways. It's what you eat and what you think. Okay, so we do a lot more thinking than we do eating in the day, so your thoughts are actually really crucial. If we want to talk quantum physics, and you may have heard some of this in some new age books, or Oprah or Eckhart Tolle may have talked about it, but your vibration, if we talk about your energy and vibration, is actually controlled by thoughts. How good you are at having happy thoughts, at not being stuck in the past, which leads to depression, at not being too worried about the future that you can't control anyway, because that gives us anxiety, but staying right here in the present. Where am I now? What am I doing? What's happening? What am I in control of right now? Pretty much just my reaction to what is happening, okay? So thoughts are actually the number 1. Once you can start practicing better thoughts, and no, it's certainly not easy, but the good things often aren't. Once you start practicing better thoughts, holy cow, month on month or year on year, it is incredibly powerful to create better immunity, to create better health, and just create a happier life. Breathing, number 2. And some people go, well, why is breathing not more important than thoughts? If you're having really crappy thoughts, is the breathing really a priority? So breathing is really important, obviously, because we need to. But breathing is also really about energy for us, and really about flow for us as well. And if we have low oxygen saturation, so if we have a really poor posture, the breathing is challenging, and we have very low energy, and then it's very hard to motivate ourselves. Hydration is number 3. Hydration is really about dilution, pushing everything through the body. And at this time, I hope everyone is drinking quite regularly. Don't glug it down. Take small sips, swirl it around your mouth so the enzymes in your mouth can go, hey gut, we got water coming. Who needs dilution? Probably the brain from overthinking. Nutrition, super important, because as I said, you are what you eat, as per Paul Chek's book, Eat, Move and Be Healthy. We're going to talk about metabolic typing today, which is a really good way to know what to eat, know what to feed your family, but also to maybe manage some of those cravings that you may be getting from boredom or from stress or whatever it is that you're feeling at the moment. Hi Robin, how are you? Lovely to see you. Hi Justin. Hi Harriet, lovely. Oh, it feels so community. We should do this on Zoom so I can see everyone and we can talk. I only just learned Zoom. It's amazing. Metabolic typing. So that's really cool. I've had a couple of friends go, holy cow, I'm literally sitting in my fridge and pantry all day and just eating chips and dips and doing this and eating tons of processed carbohydrate. And I'm going to end up really, really big. And I feel like I'm putting on weight. Now, the metabolic typing is a really good way to maintain your weight. For a lot of people, they actually reduce weight just by metabolic typing, but it means you can't really overdo it, especially with the sugars, because there's a protein component. So we'll get into that. Exercise, of course, and it's cool. I do like it. I was driving to IE Produce the other day, get some food, and I saw people running and jogging, of course, all a great distance apart, and walking their dogs and stuff. So I have heard from some people that they're getting more exercise than they normally do. However, I have heard from others that they're a little hooked on Netflix and social media, and they realize they're not, because Pilates, you came to us and we missed you if you weren't there, and we called you, or you felt you let your friend down, whereas at the moment it's a little bit different. So exercise, we're going to talk about why that's important, but particularly posture. So for all of our Suna Pilates people, be aware of your posture during this time. Be aware of how you're sitting. If you're doing work from home, make sure that computer's up high enough so that you're not slouched forward, okay? Chest open, shoulders down, pubic bone to belly button. So think about your posture, because with good posture, we have good through flow as well, okay? With poor posture, we accumulate. So it's almost like if you had a downpipe in your house, and if it's straight down and your gutters are empty, you're collecting good water at the bottom. If your gutters are full of stuff and your downpipe's got a tree pushing against it, you're probably getting no water at the bottom. So it's about having a good structure, having good posture. And last but not least, today we're going to have a quick look at rest, which is your sleep or your naps or your downtime or your quiet time. Most importantly, though, it's actually about repair. So if you are not sleeping well, you are not repairing. And if we're not repairing, the immune system is one of the first things to go down. So it's really important that we understand these things. All right. So what I thought I'd do is, after that quick little recap on these, a lot of you will have heard these before, obviously, I thought we would go through just a little tip from each. And if you're interested in some more, we have all of our staff online and on the phone as well. And we do full nutrition at home. We have, if you go to our website, so the sunapilates.co.nz, we have our videos that go through metabolic typing and a whole bunch of stuff with my good friend Claire. We also have coaching. So this is something we already do online, and we offer it for people who aren't in the Auckland area or who can't get to us. And that's simply a FaceTime call where I can see you as well. And then we offer support as well. And next week, Thursday the 9th, and we're going to try a 10 a.m. We're going to try and move the times around, see how you go. But we're going to talk about support. So if you do have anything going on and you don't know what to do, we're going to have a talk about how you can figure out what to do first. And support is really important. A lot of people, and myself included, I grew up not wanting to ask anyone for help, charging through myself. And what I have learned, especially since having children and my own business, is that it is really important to ask for help. It is a very powerful thing to allow yourself to be vulnerable and let people know how you are and what's happening, and taking the support when it is offered as well. It's really important. But of course, you've got to know what kind of support you need. And that's something that we do a lot of. All of our wellbeing programs, people come and they go, oh, this is happening. And I just feel shit. And I don't know what to do. And so we can go through, we have a whole bunch of different questionnaires. Like I said, we have a ton of experience, and we do this for ourselves as well. So we do have that first-hand experience. And then we can help you just choose one thing to start on that path. Choose a really nice thing like drinking water or eating a bit more protein, whatever it might be. Okay. When we get to the metabolic typing, if you want to know your metabolic type, so that is how much protein versus carbohydrate versus fat suits you for now, metabolic types can change, just give us an email at the info@Suna, or just go to the website and you will find it there as well. Okay. So little tips for being quarantined. Firstly, about thoughts. Now, as I said before, thoughts create hormones which create our reality. If my kids are running around the house saying, I'm bored, I want to see this person, I want to be on the TV and be gaming for 12 hours a day, and you're trying to get some work done, and you're finding that a really stressful situation because they're there, what do I do? I'm trying to juggle everything. well then our reality is a bit stressful. Our reality is worrisome. And we create the hormones, the stress hormones, the cortisol, sometimes the adrenaline as well, that is going to create a reality for us that is not fun. So the first thing we can do with thoughts is we can be very aware. Instead of just being annoyed, we can go, hey, I'm feeling annoyed. And we can say it out loud. Hey kids, I'm feeling annoyed. You know why I don't want you gaming 24/7? Because it's not good for your brain. I read that online. It's not good for you. What else can we do? And once we're aware that it's us who are annoyed, it's not the situation, it's how we're looking at it, we can look at doing something about it. I was talking to a good friend on the phone tonight, and we were having a chat about, for her kids, she's just been locking them outside, I believe, but we were having a chat about, what she's doing, how, what I'm doing. And she said, well, actually, we had both realised, but she said she'd realised that her 8-year-old needed a lot more one-on-one attention. And we both have 8-year-olds and 15-year-olds. And the 15-year-olds will sneak away and be pretty self-sufficient. But the 8-year-olds need a lot more. And it was really interesting that she'd come to the same. It took her a lot less long than it took me, that the 8-year-olds need time. So now we have rosters drawn up, not hard out, 7 we're doing this, 8 we're doing this, rah, rah, rah. But we have a little timetable drawn out with who in the family is spending time with our 8-year-old. And that only came from recognizing the annoyance and then going, oh, it's me who's annoyed. What can I do about it? Okay. Now, with our thoughts, a really cool practice, especially for when you're at home, is something that we can do to improve our neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity comes with our EQ, our emotional IQ. Everything used to be about IQ, and now everything's about EQ and resilience and neuroplasticity, how long our brain's going to last and how to get it to last a long time. And neuroplasticity can be built quite simply, and it's really cool when you're at home because you'll notice you'll be in the same routines. So usually you watch, if people are watching a movie at night or you're watching TV, everyone will sit in their regular spot. That's there usually from a dominance order. If you're sitting at the table, people have their favourite chairs. They eat with the knife in this hand and the fork in this hand. What we can do to create more neuroplasticity is actually switch that up. Sit in a different seat on the couch. If you're really gung-ho, swap places in bed with the husband. Swap beds. Make the kids swap beds. Change your knife and fork. Eat with chopsticks. Just do things a little differently than you would always do. For our staff at work, when we're changing reformer springs, we don't just use our right hand all the time, we use our left hand as well. So we're trying to make sure that we can do everything from both sides. Building neuroplasticity is a really good way to become aware of yourself, but like I said, also phenomenal for the brain too. Okay, let's have a little look at our breathing. Oh, thanks Isabella, I'll get to that soon. Hi Tui. Oh, Jenny, lovely to see you. Matt, lovely. Matt Fitzgerald, is 3 bottles of wine a day hydration or exercise? Probably exercise for the arm. Hydration only occurs with water because the water in the wine is diluting the wine, so you require more water. So 3 bottles of wine a day. My suggestion for you is probably about 5 litres of water. And exercise, neuroplasticity, make sure you're switching hands, Matt. Hi, Janet. Thanks, Robin. Geez, you guys are funny. Hi, Anita. Love you too. Okay, so breathing. This is a cool time to do some breath work, and I think I started doing some yoga when I was about 15, 16, before I trained. And in the beginning, I was like, why is everyone yapping on about this breath work? And I really wanted to conquer meditation. So, I would stubbornly sit there and force everything out of my mind. But breath work was lost on me until I was probably in my mid-20s. So a very, very long time ago. And why is the breathing important? Breath is really what brings us into the present time. And when we talk about the present, it's what's happening now, which is really all we have any semblance of control over. And our culture brings us up to think that if we behave and we do the right thing and we jog and we eat greens and we do this, that everything will go right, that we have some control. In reality, there isn't any control. We can't control the weather, we can't control others, we can't control our kids. People are going to be the best people can be. They're all doing the best they can. We are all doing the best we can. And what breath does is, once we have to pay attention to the breath, we suddenly let go of all the future worry, because people do that a lot. We're programmed to do this as well. Thinking that if we think of all the things that could possibly happen, that we can think through scenarios and we can control it. Well, that's just not true. And sometimes people get really stuck in the past. Oh, why did I do that? Because that's the best you could do at that time. Or can't get over something. Why did that person say that? Sometimes we're just going to not know why, and it's okay not to know. Sometimes I prefer not to know. So what breathing does is it brings us into the present. It makes us conscious. So all these words that are bandied about a lot at the moment really happen when breathing happens. So what can we do during the day to improve our consciousness, to improve our presence? Because life is the happiest in the present. Okay, there's no stress in the present. Occasionally there's danger, there's no stress. Stress is a thought about what might happen or what has happened. So if I, during the day, decide to notice, oh, the kids are driving me crazy, I'm getting super annoyed, I go, hang on, I'm having this emotion here, I'm not enjoying it, what if I breathe? And suddenly I am in the present. So all the annoyance I felt for the past 2 hours is gone, because I am now in the present, and in the present I can choose to take an action and do something. So breathing awareness is really crucial. Notice if you hold your breath. Use the breath to release any tension built up in you. One of my favorite things to give clients is a sighing breath, and this made a huge difference for me, because it can really calm your autonomic nervous system down. So if you are full in the head, sighing breaths can actually calm you right down, put the brake on. They're phenomenal to do before eating and before sleeping, because it calms you down so the body can actually take in that nutrition, use it, and actually go to sleep as well. So a sighing breath is when we breathe in through the nose, and when we breathe out, we sigh as loud as we can. Get the whole family doing it together. It's hilarious. Sometimes at work, we get whole classes to do it together and don't stop till they do it loud enough. What you will notice is it usually starts out quite loud and it'll get quieter and quieter. Some people require more sighing breaths. If you want, go lock yourself in your car and do it if you don't want anyone else to hear. Some people require a bit less, but give it a go. 10 is about a medium. So we inhale through the nose, and all right. So sighing breaths. I need my water now after that. So sighing breaths are a good thing to do to calm yourself down and instantly get you back to where you are in the present. And again, if you're working from home, sometimes your work requires looking into the future. So just maybe make sure when you take a break that you do a few breaths. Even if you just stand outside looking at nature, or have a favorite house plant you want to look at. I used to, in my office at work, out the back, which has no windows, I used to have a really long, beautiful photo that I took in Hawaii once. A nice panoramic. And I used to just take a few calming breaths, breathing in the beauty of that Hawaiian panoramic scene. So whatever floats your boat is good. Hydration. Hopefully you've all heard this before. You require, and again, there are exceptions, but generally, a general rule is you require 1 litre of water per 25 kg you weigh per day. So I require about 2.5 litres of water. If you're 50 kg, that's 2 litres. 75 kg, that's 3 litres. And as we talked about briefly before, water is about dilution, pushing things through the body, okay? If we have enough dilution, it's really hard to get stagnant. Think of a dirty hot tub. I've got a hot tub down the back that's not looking too flash. Tomorrow I'm going to have to put the hose in it to dilute it, to push all that water out. So you clean the water out enough and you get good flow and everything's a lot cleaner. The same goes for in your body. When you are drinking, make sure you're not glug, glug, glug. For food and water, you actually need to masticate it in the mouth. So chew your food until it's liquefied, swirl the water around your mouth before you swallow, and the enzymes in the mouth tell everything in the gut, hey, this is coming, who wants it? Hey, this is coming. So it's really important that you're not just chugging and glugging stuff down. Take your time, enjoy it, breathe with it. Next we'll get to nutrition. Now, nutrition is super important, and again, it's one of the primary things. I saw something here about worried about putting on weight. Hey Sarah, hey Eleanor, lovely to almost see you, we should Zoom. The metabolic typing is crucial, and metabolic typing is simply, we have a questionnaire, and if you want the questionnaire, it's free, just give us an email and we'll send it to you with some explanation. Metabolic typing looks at what your body requires. Now, if we were all completely calm in our days and having a good old time of life with no overthinking, no overstressing, anything like that, our metabolic type would be derived basically by our ethnicity. Depending where our peoples came from, depends how long the intestinal tract is, because we would have eaten very different things. If I was an Inuit up in the Arctic, I would have been eating primarily meat, like 90% meat, and maybe some vegetables out of the guts of the meat I was catching, whales, seals, etc. If I was the opposite, if I was an inland Aborigine living in the centre of Australia, I would have thought they ate kangaroos and snakes. It's not true at all. Often it's tubers and plants and things like that that they can find under the desert. So they're eating about 90% carbohydrate. And those two peoples aboriginally had completely different gut systems, because the length of your intestinal tract depends on what your people have grown up eating for the past 10,000 years to 80,000 years at least. And the longer your intestinal tract, generally it means the more plant-based material you had, because the intestines are trying to take the protein out of that plant-based material. Whereas if you were an Inuit living up in the ice eating meat, you'd have the shortest intestinal tract because it's very easy to take protein out of meat. Of course, meat is a lot higher than in protein. So if we're looking at something like a steak, you're looking at maybe 40-45% protein, whereas if you're looking at the equivalent in the vegetable world, you might look at legumes or nuts or something like that, maybe 8 to 10% if they're activated. So it's quite a huge difference. So what protein is anything that had eyes. So meat is chicken, fish, beef, lamb, turkey, anything that had eyes. Avocado is also very high in protein as well. And that's what we call our proteins. Our carbohydrates break down into sugar. So protein is what we're built of, and it builds all our hormones and all our system and repairs us. Carbohydrates, yes, there's vitamins and minerals in both carbohydrates and protein, but the carbohydrates break down into sugars that give us energy to go, okay, into fuel systems. And then we have fats as well. Not trans fats, not like our mayonnaises and things like that. Good quality fats like the skin on the chicken or the fat on the meat, avocado, tuna, salmon. They tend to be nice, good quality fats that actually lubricate our joints and bring down inflammation in the body with water as well. So when we do metabolic typing, we will give you a questionnaire to find a starting place to see whether you need to eat kind of half and half protein and carbohydrate, maybe a little more carbohydrate or maybe a little more protein. And we start with that, and we can take you through and show you exactly. And what we do is we talk to you about, well, what do you have for breakfast? And then we'll go, okay, well, what does that look like? Not what you need to be eating. That's not the fuel. And when we're talking about metabolic typing, we're looking at fuel. If your car runs on diesel, you don't want to feed it 91 unleaded, and vice versa. So it's really important to get the right fuel. And when we do get the right fuel, you find you don't crave. Sometimes people skip a middle meal because they're like, oh, I forgot. Usually I'm starving, I had a good bunch of fruit and muesli for breakfast. Carbohydrate, sugar, sugar, sugar. We raise our blood sugar, then the blood sugar crashes, the mechanism crashes, and we're antsy and we're unsatiated, so we try and feed ourselves with more sugar or coffee or whatever it might be. So metabolic typing, we can tell you, and again, just email us at Suna, we'll send it out. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it does take a bit of help to get through. And there's 4 of us on board that actually do metabolic typing. So once again, check it out, give us an email, check out the videos, and then if you want some coaching, it's a fantastic session, and it's not a one size fits all. It really is a very individual session. And the cool thing about our staff and our coaches for the metabolic typing is that we've been through this ourselves, so we know what works and what doesn't. We listen to our clients, so we've picked up so many tips over the years, and then we share the tips around our team so that we can all help each other and all, gain more knowledge as we go. Yes, Renska, everything fried in butter. I prefer it fried in ghee. Ghee doesn't burn. It's a clarified butter. It's fantastic. But yes, butter is a phenomenal fat. Ghee is a phenomenal fat. And you certainly should not be scared of them, Robin. We'll have a chat about that. Okay. Then we have our exercise. And as we talked about before, hopefully you're getting your emails with your Suna Pilates workouts. Do them. If you don't have a Pilates ball or a flexi band, give us a quick call or an email. But we've also been you can also use a cushion to push on instead of a Pilates ball. You're still getting the work through the arms. Instead of a flexi band, just grab one of the hubby's ties, grab a t-shirt. Anything you can pull is still going to give you that action. So don't be caught up. If you don't have a mat at home, go on the carpet, put down a couple of towels just to soften it for your spine. So as long as the spine isn't sore on a hard floor, fantastic. Not so soft that it's like on a bed or something like that, but just make sure you're getting your movement in. And again, we're sending you 3 workouts a week. We've posted a couple on Facebook and online. So just make sure that posture is right. If you want a postural reminder, we have some on Facebook and we have some on the website. So go through that posture again. And if you want a solo session, the trainers have been running tons of solo sessions and they can see you. So they do it over FaceTime or Zoom and they are talking to you and watching you. Now, we have some of the very few trainers around who can actually do that. Because right from the beginning, we've been really keen on having our trainers watching you, adjusting you, talking to you, not showing you every exercise. If a trainer has to show you the exercise, it means they don't have the verbal versatility. So for us, that's a last resort. So our trainers can talk to you over the phone as long as you've set up your computer or your phone so they can see you. They will make sure that they'll say, okay, inhale, do this, exhale, do this, rah, rah, rah. Okay, come to your ab prep, fantastic. Tuck that chin in, shoulders down. I can see you do it. They can still see you. So you're still going to get a very specific workout. So let us know if you need that little bit extra. We're just making everything super easily available for you because we want you to come back strong, ideally stronger, not come back feeling all weak and mushy. Last one is rest and repair. And the key really is the repair. How am I resting? Resting is about not go all day. My husband has been working hard out. He's shifted in his role recently. He has been working hard out from home. He's go, and then he'll try and do dinner, and then he'll try and and he actually needs some downtime in there, and that's something we're working on this week. So all of us need to take that time, even if it's just 10 breaths outside, even if it's a walk, a lap around the house. Whatever it is, we need rest. And at night, that's the most important part. So try not to have too brighter lights at night. Usually I have my blue blockers on, but everybody laughs at me, so I'm just going to suck it up today. Oh, Michael, Sam, lovely. Libby, I'm glad you're enjoying your home sessions. Fantastic. So when it comes to nighttime, try and limit the bright lights. If you have been a night owl, how about trying to get to bed earlier and get up earlier? How about trying to get to bed and calm down, maybe reading, ideally a book, not on something bright, because the bright lights actually stimulate the brain and tell you it's daytime, so you don't wind down, okay, and then you don't get your repair hormones. So try and limit the lights, try not to be in too bright a light at night. Before bed, you can do some deep breathing. So calm yourself down, bring yourself to the present, bring yourself back to your breath. If you've got blocks at home, so the blocking system, and again, you can check that online with us, do block at night during this time. It's really helpful to calm the body down. And if you've got a lot in your head, I used to do this for years, and I occasionally have to do it for a week or two, in any given year. Just write down, get paper, get a diary, whatever. Just write. Don't think about it. Just write. Oh, today, blah 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 blah. Write 3 pages, put it down, leave it next to your bed, and what that does is it's like a brain dump, gets it out, and just allows you to calm and sleep. And if you do find sleeping hard, don't be upset about it. My second son, Bo, not a good sleeper. Took him till 5 to learn to sleep. And it only took me a couple of months to recognise I had to do something. So instead of being, oh, he's up again, I'm getting up again, I just decided I'd be like, oh, he's alive, this is fantastic, I'm going to get a snuggle. Oh, he smells so nice, he's so lovely. So the same thing goes if you're just a bit of an insomniac. Lie in bed and enjoy lying down. See how much you can relax every single muscle from the tip of your toes right up to the top of your head. And just enjoy it. It's okay. Look at me lying down doing no work and doing nothing. Look at me lying down in quarantine. Fantastic. So take your time. Don't worry about it. Worrying about anything, worrying about calories, worrying about not sleeping, worrying about, everything doesn't help. So you just got to pick one and get started. Okay? You don't have to do them all. Now, when I started these, I thought I'm going to start at the bottom because I was a 3-hour-a-night sleeper, 100-hour-a-week Pilates trainer. And so I had to teach myself. It took me 6 months to teach myself how to sleep 8 hours, and then had to reteach myself again several times. So just start with something. And any one thing you do here is going to improve your immunity, because it's all here to improve your physical and your mental well-being. Let's have a look here. You're right, Janet. It's just Anna I worry about with blue blockers. Hi, Nancy. Excellent. Okay, so have a look at the nutrition. Nutrition is one of the easiest starts because it doesn't matter what you've got at home in your cupboard, you can make it work for your metabolic type. Give us an email, get the metabolic type, have a look at what we have to offer with Suna Nutrition, and I'd love to talk to you. So if you need any help, let me know. Really happy to talk to anyone. I have a phone and a computer and I can kind of work them. Next Thursday, we are going to try 10 a.m. And again, we replay these, I'm sure, like 100 times to bore you all. So Thursday the 9th, we're going to do 10 a.m. and we're just going to have a look at where to go, what's happening with you, and where to go and where to get support, what kind of coach you need, what you're looking for, and maybe give you some ideas there. So thank you so much for joining us. It's really weird talking to myself, so thank goodness for that little box of bubbles with people's comments on. That makes me feel like someone's actually there, which is fantastic. So pick one thing, do it tomorrow. Even if you do one thing one day a week, it's going to be better and it's going to build your immunity. Nothing wrong with having a fully functioning immune system. So thank you so much. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.